Hi, everyone, and welcome to our practitioner call. It's Thursday morning at 9:03 a.m. and we have a lot of folks coming in. Jan, if you could let everyone in, that would be great. It's a big day today. This is always one of my favorite calls because this call has a lot of practitioners on it, as well as clients of practitioners, just normal folks like Jan and I. And we really get to talk to the practitioners and find out how they're using the different patches. We talk about X39 first always, but then we also talk about a few of the other patches in the toolbox because there are so many practitioners that really want to understand how all the patches work to help their clients. And so this is always a great call. And just before we get started, I want to make sure that a few practitioners are on that I can actually speak with. Nina, you're here. Martin, if you're here, that would be great. Dr. Patty, are you here? I see Dr. Patty's in. So just to prepare yourself, I will be talking to you three and possibly even Jeannie Volker, if you would know. You have such great testimonials, and Jeannie is also a practitioner as well. So those will be the four, just to be ready when I call on your name. I would be in gratitude for that. The first 45 minutes is always about the products, testimonials, practitioner testimonials for themselves and their clients. And then the last 15 minutes, we always talk about how we set up practitioner offices for success. Dr. Patty, who is an MD, about 4 weeks ago said, Marci, we really need to create a practitioner protocol for offices. And so we went ahead and put that together. In about a week, it will be like really put together on the Start X39 Biz site. So it will be one tab and you can just pop the button, see what's in the practitioner protocol, even order a box from Jan. But we're not quite there yet, but know that that's where my mind is going. So always so much fun. So let's go ahead and first start with why we're even here today. And that is the X39 stem cell activation patch. And basically, I'll just quickly tell you my story. I'm a breast cancer survivor. And 3 years ago, I had a second reoccurrence of the breast cancer underneath the skin. I was pretty darn depressed when a practitioner knocked on my door. Dr. Rhonda Donahue, PhD in nutrition. She owns 2 offices, one in Costa Mesa, one in Palm Desert. She basically has been a practitioner for over 20 years, and she is very particular about her supplements and her ingredients. Everything must be organic. Everything must activate correctly. So when she came to my house and said, I found these patches, and she gave me 10 of these, I said, Doctor, these look like Band-Aids, and you're very particular. So what's going on with you? And she said, well, Marci, these are stem cell activation patches, and I've been doing a lot of research on both stem cell and on light. And it turns out that light is a healing modality. In fact, we have red light sauna. We have lasers now in every physical therapy office. So we are understanding now that light works. She goes, and of course, stem cells are very important. We lose almost all of them by the time we're 60. We've lost half of them by the time we're 30. And that's really why we age. And I'm like, okay. She said, this is a perfect combination of light and stem cells. And this, she says, is wearable light technology. I'm like, okay, she got me with that. Tell me more, please. And she did. She opened up the patch and she said, inside that white dot is organic crystals made out of amino acid, sugar, water, and salt. She said that your skin vibrates a low-grade infrared light. And when you put this patch on, once again, it's a form of wearable light technology. And when you put the patch on, it reflects back a light wave. And that light wave activates a key peptide called GHK copper peptide. That peptide has the unique ability to call on your stem cells. And here's what it says. Hey, stem cells, it's time to activate you again. It's time to make more of you again. And it's time to reset you to a younger, healthier state. And your stem cells basically say, hey, thanks for the call. We'll start working again. Okay. I said, well, that's interesting. I still didn't put the patch on yet. Because here's the crazy thing. I'm not a doctor. You guys know so much more than I know. But as just a normal girl, I was embarrassed to tell her that I didn't really know the purpose of stem cells. But I asked her anyway, why is it important that my stem cells are activated? And she goes, Marci, stem cells are the only cells in your body that are changeable. They have the unique ability to change into whatever cell your body needs for repair, just like when you're 20. In fact, they will hone in and find where your inflammation is, and they will turn into the cells you need for repairing. And then they'll hone into the next area that needs to be repaired, and the next area. She said, when you were 20, did you have issues? I said, I had issues, but I didn't have health issues. It's kind of funny. She said, well, did you have gray hair when you were 20? I said, no. She said, did you have wrinkles when you were 20? I said, no. She said, did you have breast cancer when you were 20? When she told me that, I said no, and I put that patch on. 12 hours on to activate and repair, and 12 hours off. Let me tell you again, 12 hours on to activate and repair, and 12 hours off. She said you could put it right below the back of your neck or underneath your belly button. She said, really, any spot will do because your whole body is light. She said, Marci, this is a form of wearable light technology. Photobiomodulation is the big word, which means light making change in your body. She says it's non-transdermal, which means no stem cells are coming in. It's activating your own stem cells by activating the GHK copper peptide. That was intriguing to me. So I said I could put it anywhere, really. She goes, yeah, the only rule she said was 12 hours on, 12 hours off, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Because we are a light signal, if you wear it 24 hours over and over and over again, your body will get used to the light and then it doesn't work so well. I said, okay, I'm doing it. So I put it right below the back of my neck. The first 2 days, the taste of chemo came out of my mouth. I had done 9 months of chemo, 6 weeks of radiation, did a lot of stuff. And, I guess chemo must have a ton of metal. All you health practitioners probably know that. But literally the taste of metal just came ripping out of my mouth. By day 5, my skin got super soft. And by day 10, the craziest thing happened. I felt like I was 20 again. I didn't know if I was living or dying, and I didn't care because I felt good. So I called Dr. Rhonda up and I said, I don't know what you just gave me, but I like it. And I have purpose and passion again. Let's go share this. We started a list, we shared it, and now 3 years later, we've helped over 35,000 people. And everybody has a different thing. I don't know what your thing is, but your body does. I will tell you, when you put the X39 on, it's going to go repair what you need first to live. Then it's going to go repair what you feel. So know that you've got to give this 1 month for every decade you are old. For sure, 30 to 90 days, getting those stem cells activating. A lot of people say, well, when do I stop? And I say, when you want to age again, right? Because this is what it's doing. When you put young stem cells on old tissue, you turn the tissue young again. We are not anti-aging. We're literally age reversing with this technology. And it's super, super exciting. So that is the X39 stem cell activation patch. If you go to startx39.com, that's startx39.com, write that down. You can go to a video on light, watch it. You can go to a 3-minute video on why stem cells are important. You can go to research and patent. The owner of the company, David Schmidt, he's kind of a combination between Tesla and Iron Man. I mean, honestly, he is an inventor and he's a researcher and he owns the company. So he does what he wants, and he wants to live a long time and he wants humans to live a long time. And that's pretty much the purpose of this company. So if you go to research and patents, you'll see a 20-year patent on the stem cell activation patches. And you will see, yes, that X39 activates GHK copper peptide in the blood, which stimulates stem cells. You'll also see a whole bunch of studies. You'll see what GHK does in the blood. You'll see how it helps with heart and lung. You'll see how it helps with the brain. Just go once again to all the studies that say X39 and you can read them for yourself. I know a lot of you doctors will do that. You can also go to the tab called GHK. You click that tab and it's all about what GHK copper peptide protects. Brain, heart, lungs, stem cells, skin. It's quite amazing in its own right. You can also go to the 18-minute video where David Schmidt talks about how the X39 technology works and the issues it helps. Lastly, there's a ton of testimonials. Just listen to real people having real success. And lastly, you can go to the tab that's the Lifewave YouTube channel, or you can just go to youtube.com, search Lifewave Health, then search David Schmidt. And he does our videos on every single patch that he represents. And so I know a lot of you practitioners will want to listen to the X39 hour lecture or the X49 hour lecture, the lecture on Alavida, you name it, you can watch it. I know Dr. Patty's watched every single one of them, and we'll have her on in just a moment. So that's really quite exciting as well. Lastly, you're going to love this. At the end of the call, we're going to show you our new one sheet for the practitioner protocol, which has all the patches on it on one sheet, a paragraph on how they work. And now Sally, our printer and our designer, put the placement of each patch, the suggested placement, all on one sheet. You're going to love it. And you can go get that one sheet at Start X39 Biz, that's Start X39 BIZ under input order. And priceless order forms are there, as well as the one page in English and in Spanish. So that's very great. So Dr. Patty, let's bring you on now. Dr. Patty is an MD. She lives in San Diego, California. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your specialty, Dr. Patty, and a little bit, I'd love to know about your opinion on GHK, stem cells, and why you're using this and recommending it. Boy, I have a lot of questions for you, Doctor.
Oh, thank you, Marci. And it's good to see everybody here and all of us with, the same goals and values of wanting to help our patients. I just love the patches. I learned about them from a patient who learned about them from her OB-GYN. And the patient was experiencing some great success with some jaw pain. She was also having PMS and a number of different issues that were getting better. She felt using these patches, and she shared with me. And I began to look into it myself because I was especially interested in the idea that they stimulated stem cells. I had been using stem cells in my practice and no longer able to use those anymore as of the FDA changed that regulation back a little over a year ago now. And I also had been using GHK copper peptides and still am using those as injectables. However, most of my patients now prefer the patch to activate their GHK copper peptide pathway because it's much less expensive and it's not a shot that they have to give themselves every day. But I had loved the GHK copper peptide, thought it was very rejuvenating, very helpful for my patients, and had even used it for myself. So I became very excited about the patches and have been doing this now for about 3.5 months.
So Dr. Patty, tell us a little bit about, I know you've been using it, well, a couple of questions. You've been using it for yourself, which I want to ask in a moment, and your patients. 2 questions. First of all, you said the other day what stem cells do. You called it like a honing bird. Can you explain what a stem cell does again and why it's important for humans?
Yeah, so, when we're born, we've got millions of stem cells. And as we age, as we get sick, as we're stressed out, and we're in toxic environments, which is happening to all of us now, we have less and less stem cells. So by the time you're my age, you have many less. Even midlife, our stem cells are half of what they used to be. And stem cells are our rejuvenative ability to repair our DNA, which is why what Marci was saying earlier, when you're younger, we see very few people with cancer because their DNA repairs itself every day rapidly and quickly. But as we get older, not so good. We lose our collagen. We have many things that happen as we age that sometimes we don't prefer, aches and pains that are much more. And stem cells are a very important part of that rejuvenative process. If we can rejuvenate ourselves through activating more stem cells, and the stem cells that we have actually release wonderful, they release cytokines and chemokines, which is sort of scientific words for something that is helpful to the body. And they release those. It helps the body to reduce inflammation and to rejuvenate and repair. And so that's what got me very excited about stem cells. And they are honing birds. And I love that word because what they do is they go for the area of greatest inflammation in the body to take care of that first, which is why probably about half of us notice something instantly when we put the X39 patch on, like I did, like my husband did. Within a few hours, we were just felt young, rejuvenated, just it was amazing. And sense of well-being, lots of energy. And then maybe another half don't feel so much right away because maybe the stem cells are working in an area like the liver to help detox, or an area where you're not going to necessarily feel the energy quite yet right at that moment. It's going to take some time. But I love the idea that they're going to hone in on those areas of inflammation, and that's what we need.
I love that analogy of honing birds in the inflammation. And so it's like your body talks to you, Dr. Patty, by inflammation. It says, like my hand, it says, you broke your wrist. There's a lot of inflammation. Guess where those stem cells are going right now? Right here. And you know what's crazy? Before, I'm just going to say, because I'm just like a real life example. Before I broke my wrist, have you had water on the floor and you hydroplaned on the floor and broke my wrist? Okay. And that was 4 weeks ago. I went to the orthopedic surgeon and he said, you're going to need a plate and a screw. I was horrified. He says, your bone is going to slowly move out of the right place. He says, we'll put you in a cast first. And then on week 2, you come and we'll do the plate. Well, I went to Oregon. My parents got in some trouble. They're in their 80s. They needed me. I couldn't get home for the surgery. I was literally in a panic attack that I had destroyed my right hand forever. I went back yesterday in tears to the surgeon, and he took my cast off because I was sure that I had messed it all up. And you know what he said to me, Dr. Patty?
What? What did he say?
He said it healed perfectly. All on its own. It knitted perfectly in the exact right position. It took 4 weeks. He took my cast off. I'm now in a one of these things, whatever that's called. I go to my first hand therapy today because you have to get used to using it again. But literally, without even hand therapy, yesterday I could tie my own shoes again. And you think, oh, and you know, I don't take for granted that anymore, right?
No, for sure.
And I don't, you guys don't see it, but every single day I put stem cell patches all over my hands. I took this off. I still have stem cell patches all over my wrists. You know what I mean? Like I'm just honing in to that inflammation, doctor. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So tell me about what's the difference between transdermal patches and non-transdermal patches? And what are these kinds of patches?
Yes, I love that question because that's another thing that drew me to the patches. So transdermal means that you're actually putting a medicine that's in that patch and it's going to go into your skin, and then your blood stream, your capillaries, your all of your blood vessels are going to then distribute that medicine to your body. And that can be very effective in some ways, but often you could have a side effect as a result of that medication. So our patches are not that. We do not have a transdermal where we're taking a medicine and putting it in that patch. All we have is a way that we naturally activate our body's own infrared light. That frequency of light is very healing. And so we have little organic rock crystals. And by organic, what we mean, that has to do with their composition. It's not like organic apples or something like that, but it's the composition of these rock crystals that are cut in various ways so that they can reflect the light the way that we need it to be reflected back into our body. So I've got a patch on right here. I injured my wrist the other day. This is my glutathione patch. I've got it on right here today. And so this part right here is blocking that red light out that normally just comes out of our bodies. It's just blocking that one little point, and that's then activating that red light in my body and in this spot for healing. So I just love that we are not having those concerns for any patient about side effects, or for most patients about any side effects, because there's no medication there. I like that.
So we're really using light versus medicine to make changes in the body, which I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, Dr. Patty, but a big doctor word is photobiomodulation, which means light making change in body. Is that what you understand these patches are doing, light making changes in body?
Yes, and you all probably know of a gym that has a red light bed, and people lie there and it helps them to recover better after workouts, not have so much soreness, because that red light is such a wonderful healing frequency. Or you may know a physical therapist that has even used sort of a little red light wand on you, because that gives a good deep healing. And so that's what our body already makes. We're just pushing it back a little bit into areas that need some extra help. And I think that's a great way to go. Absolutely. Just like the sun, we go out in the sun, it converts to in our bodies to vitamin D that then we can use. So same type of thing.
So, and it's interesting because it's not like the sun puts vitamin D in you.
Right.
The sun activates your body to make just what your body needs. Is that correct?
It will activate your body when you're outside, if you're in the right light. To get that, we don't get as much vitamin D from the sun anymore because we have polluted skies, and sometimes it's hard to get it. But if we're in an area closer to the equator, absolutely. And that's a wonderful way to be able to make our own vitamin D.
Wow. And so let's talk about a few the patches. I love it when doctor just kind of starts talking about what's on her arm. So she just talked about glutathione. So Dr. Patty, what's glutathione? Why do practitioners use glutathione? And why do you have it on your body right now?
Right. So glutathione is one of our master antioxidants. And what that means is that it helps our body to detox. It attaches to toxic molecules in our body and pulls them out. And so glutathione is, because it's a great detoxer, we need that, because we take in, even if we eat healthy, I know most of you probably on this call, like me, we're very interested in eating healthy, putting the right things in our bodies, but we still are going to need to detox. And so that's what glutathione does. The thing that's magical to me about this is that I was not able to take glutathione from the outside in, and it's hard to really absorb it well. You can use it as an IV push at the end of a vitamin IV, but sometimes patients can have a little bit of side effect, and that's a very quick release, doesn't last so long. This way I'm getting glutathione constantly in my body to help it to detox and make me have more optimal health. And I love that, and it's working for me.
Well, I think that's interesting, Dr. Patty, because now I'm not a doctor, but I guess I would be a patient. And, we always, as patients, hear about glutathione drips, glutathione liposomally. All my friends are talking about, did you go get your glutathione this week? And just honestly, I did some pricing on glutathione drips, over $200 a drip. And then I was watching a video that David Schmidt did, and he said that glutathione, the problem with drips is that glutathione has a 7-minute half-life. So you push all that glutathione in for a lot of money, but And so possibly it's too much all at once, but then it just doesn't last long. Or you could wear your glutathione for 12 hours and have the light activate the glutathione for your body just in the right dose for 12 hours. Like, tell me what your thoughts are on that.
I agree. And I like that because I'm not as much of an advocate of IV pushes or injections because you get a big amount, sort of a wallop, and then it goes away more quickly. This is a nice, stable, gentle dose, and you can control it by even using, Marci can explain to you about half of the patch. You peel off just one, you don't cut it in half, but you peel off just one part of it. And you can start a little more slowly, because if you're doing that as you detox at first, like me, I would get a little bit of a headache. So I was just using it slowly. And now I'm building up. In fact, today's my first day. I'm going to see if I can wear it all day. And I use it about every other day or every third day.
Well, and it's interesting you should say that, because glutathione is your master detoxification pathway, and your master antioxidant pathway. And so I like to say, where X39 activates your stem cells and it's the workhorse of the line, glutathione takes no prisoners. This is the one where you may have to titrate up because of detox. But trust me, detox is not a bad thing. It means that you're getting the stuff finally out of your body. So you know what? If you have a little headache, deal with it, drink more water, and let's get it out. And let's get it out with half of a patch. Don't cut it, but you can unstick half of a patch. And then you just put on half. Like Dr. Patty said, you could wear it for 3 hours and titrate up from 3 hours a day to 6 to 9 to 12. I actually titrated up, and now I wear a patch of glutathione every day. And it works great for me. I've had a lot of toxins in my body, and I can tell it's just coming out now. And that's a great thing. For me, it came out actually as big infection out my back, bacteria. It was just, I just pushed it out of my skin. So that is glutathione. Dr. Patty, why don't we talk a little bit about Icewave? I know you have some stories about some of your own medical things that are going on with you. Maybe you could talk a little bit about your symptoms and how Icewave works for that.
Yes. Are you hearing noise in the background? Or are we okay?
No, we're still fine.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me know if I need to move.
I will.
Okay, thanks. So Icewave might be my most favorite, although I love them all. I use pretty much all the patches. But Icewave, that's where I became hooked immediately after the X39, because I have MS. I like to say I have the symptoms of MS. I'm not identified with that disease, but it does cause me pain, particularly at night. And so the first night I put it on, I followed the instructions on the website and watched the videos, and I put 2 on the bottom of my feet. And you always put the white one. You see, Marci has a white one and a white patch and a brown patch in the middle. And the white patch, you always put white right and the brown on the left. And I put them both underneath my feet, just sort of in that middle pad of your foot there. And then you take the other 2, if you have whole body pain, and you put it up a little bit more on your body. And they say, start here, move it to here and up, and you'll have one on either side of your body up here. And the first night I did it, I started where they said, right here. And I had about a 50% pain reduction. I couldn't believe it. I slept better than I've slept in a long time. I was just shocked. And I thought, well, this is great. Let me see if I can make it even better. And I did. And so ultimately, after a few nights, I put them here on the top of my arm, shoulder, right here. And it's about an 80% reduction. And I had that on the second or third night. I kept moving it up, and each time it was just a little better. So 80% reduction. It's no pain medicine. You know, pain medicine's terrible. It can be addictive. It makes you feel awful. I never wanted to take that. Even ibuprofen, you know, it's not, you know, particularly great for the kidneys and so on. And so you just want to be able to use something more natural. And this definitely activates the endorphins in my body and many other natural painkillers my body has. I love it.
Well, let me talk about that, Dr. Patty. So this is the pain patch. And basically, David talks about pain being in the connective tissue. And this is kind of like, once again, it's light, but think of it like a battery charger or a stim machine if you are a physical therapist, you know? You have the negative charge and the positive charge. So you put the brown patch on your pain spot and the white patch 3 inches away, and it breaks the connection of pain. Or for full body, like Dr. Patty, she put the white on the bottom of her right foot and the brown on the bottom of her left foot, started taking full body pain away. But then she found that she needed a second dose on her shoulder. So she put the white on her right shoulder and the brown on her left shoulder. What I love about these patches is our whole body's light, and you have permission to move them around any part of your body that you want to get the relief and play with it. So I liked how Dr. Patty started on her feet and then on her hands, and then she moved them around. Now, I like to say, if you have knee pain or lower back pain, you have permission to what I call pop the spot. What does that mean? Block it with your Icewave, then put your X39 in the spot. And then there's another one called Eon. And what does Eon do, Dr. Patty?
So Eon is the natural companion, I believe, to X39, knowing what I know about stem cells, because Eon reduces inflammation. So it's going to work very synergistically together with your X39 to help decrease inflammation so that your stem cells, again, can keep moving around the body and finding the places that they need to help. But there won't be so many of them as Eon reduces the inflammation. So they work very well together. And one of my patients has a knee problem. And I had listened to a webinar about that. And you can actually put the Icewave on either side of the knee and the Eon in the middle on the kneecap. And I told her about that. She'd just been using Icewave and it was working really well. And I said, try this. And she said, boy, that was even better. So, there's some things we can do with Eon that are wonderful.
And I love that, because really when you think about X39, Eon, and Icewave, I like to say that's a great pain and repair protocol for practitioners. Why is that? Because the X39 activates your stem cells for repair, hones into the inflammation. Eon activates a peptide in the liver that reduces inflammation. David says when you wear Eon with X39, you turbocharge the X39 to work better, because you ready for this? Inflammation's like, have you guys remember Pac-Man in the 80s? Inflammation is like the Pac-Man. It wants to eat stem cells. So if you can reduce inflammation, then you're going to turbocharge the X39 to work better, because you've kind of reduced the little eaters of the stem cells. So I love that that comparison. Okay, so now think about this. You have a bad knee. You put the Icewave, you block the pain with Icewave, you put the X39 and the Eon right there. The 4 patches would be popping the spot of pain. That could be on the knee, Dr. Patty. That could be on the shoulder. There is a lot of places where a pain and repair protocol would work really well. What do you think about that?
Yes, I agree. So you can target specific areas of pain with just 2 Icewaves and maybe adding Eon, or you can use whole body pain where you start with the feet and move up. And again, we're not telling you how to cure diseases. We don't do anything like that here. We just share our experiences of ways that these patches have helped us, and those of us that are practitioners, the ways that they've specifically helped our patients. And then it gives us all ways to work for better health together.
Speaking of that, let's move on to another one of our favorites, X39. This is the newest patch. This just came out 3 months ago, and it's a stem cell activation patch, much like X39. The difference is X39 activates the peptide GHK copper peptide, where X49 activates AHK, the daughter peptide of GHK. What does X49 do, doctor, that you like?
Well, I had a patient that was asking me about this the other day because she said, well, I don't know if I really need 2 stem cell activating patches. And I said, well, both of these peptide pathways in our body are very important, and they will activate different types of cells in the body. And so GHK copper peptide is a little bit more healing for tissues and regenerative. X39 is a little bit more healing for performance and recovery and helping you to burn fat and turn it into muscle, which is sort of what we used to use the growth hormones for. And there were many side effects of those. So I find a lot of patients want that pairing, and I do. Why not activate as much as I can in my body to rejuvenate and to help? And that way I'm sort of hitting all parts of the body. And I love that many of my patients do want fat that can be burned and turned into muscle. And we actually have a study that talks about that, about 10% more effective using that patch. So I think that it's a worthy patch that I wear every day, just like I do my X39, because I don't want to miss out on any benefits that I could be getting.
Well, and why you say that, a couple other things that David talks about with X49, of course, it makes lean muscle mass and burns fat. Like, who doesn't want a hot body again at, I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 55. I want to look that way again. So that's X49. But in addition, you ready for this? It helps to grow bones, ladies, right? And I don't know about you, but once again, at 55, I'm a little nervous about that. It helps to shield us internally from cell phone radiation. Wow, 5G. And it is a protector of the brain and the heart, and also helps with blood pressure. So, that does a lot. It really does a lot. So I really like, for myself anyway, like, if you were going to do a pairing for pain and repair, it could be something like X39, X49, Eon, and Icewave. That would be a really nice protocol. Now, if you wanted to do more of a detox and support of yourself, it could be more like X39, X49, Eon, and Glutathione. 2 different protocols. One would be more pain and repair. The other one would be more detox, depending on what your client's needs are. What do you think of that, doctor?
Yes, I think it's good. And sort of when we talk about growing bone, we know as we get older that our bones thin out. That's pretty much natural. But the key to that is not that we have to have thick bones, but that we need good bone density and also very flexible bones, so that if we do fall, we don't get a bad break. And so when we strengthen our muscles with X39, we help our bones to be more dense, but also more flexible. Those muscles, stronger muscles, create stronger bones, and stronger bones are attaching to those muscles. And you get a much stronger person. Instead of withering away as we get older, we're still strong and vibrant and healthy. So I think that it makes sense to use the Icewave Eon with the X39 and 49, but the glutathione is also important. So we have several different patch protocols that we can use for our clients to start with, and then we can add those other pieces to it as they get going.
And I know we only have a few more minutes before we talk about how we set up practitioner offices, Dr. Patty. I hope it's okay for our other practitioners. We're just going to stay with Dr. Patty today because she's such a wealth of information. I hope that's okay with everyone. But I think I'd like to talk about one more, and then you all have to tune in next week. Jan Rand, make a list for me of what we talked about this week. And I promise we'll talk next week.
Next week we won't be here.
Oh, next week we won't be here because we're in convention, but the week after, thank you, we'll talk about all the other patches that we haven't got to today. Won't that be fun? We'll have maybe we'll call this part 1 and part 2, Dr. Patty. How do you like that?
Yes.
So part 1, let's finish with Alavida. And I'm going to take it one step further, doctor. I want us to talk about Alavida skincare. the patch and the day and night cream. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Alavida and why you like it for yourself and for your clients?
Yes, yes. Well, so what I do at night, I use my Icewave patches at night. I use my Eon patch at night. So I'm reducing inflammation all the time in my body, X39 and 49 in the day and Eon at night. And then I use Alavida.
Where do you put Alavida, doctor?
I put it either right here and sort of my third eye. Yeah, exactly. Or below my right ear, sort of lops over here a little bit, sometimes onto my jawbone. But right here, those are my two places. I have tried it also in right 2 finger widths below the navel. That's another place that's actually recommended. But I think I like it better here and here. It definitely puts me into a little deeper sleep where I'm dreaming more. And we say that it's probably the next best patch. It's not just for skin and restoring collagen, but it also helps to activate a peptide called epithalamin in our body. And so again, we're activating more things that our body naturally makes, but we just are a little more awkward about making them as we get older. And so this facilitates that. And I use the day and night cream. I just got so excited about the Icewave patches that I thought, if those work so good, I got to try other things. And I just love it. It's very creamy and nice. And I've been using Alavida now for at least a month, maybe 6 weeks. I don't know.
Well,
Wow.
you know, and it's interesting, doctor, because I watched a video. If you want to go watch the best video ever, go to youtube.com, search LifeWave Health, David Schmidt, Alavida. He did a 60-minute on it. Here's what he says that blew me away. I was not wearing these patches until I watched the video. But when he said that Alavida, when you put it between your eyebrows, reduces something called oxidative stress in 5 minutes, it got my attention because I knew oxidative stress was the free radical damage that eats all my cells in a bad way. I also knew that oxidative stress for our body, by making our body move, the energy of our body creates it, much like driving a car causes exhaust. The energy of driving a car causes exhaust. Think of oxidative stress as the exhaust in your body. When he said it reduces in 5 minutes, he had my attention. When he showed us energy scans of a person's energy before and after Alavida, the first scan was dark purple with holes in it. The second scan was gorgeous, solid turquoise. In 5 minutes, it moved to that. When I realized what was happening inside of my body by watching the energy scan, I bought a sleeve and put it on my forehead, and I wear it every night. What I have found is that it also builds collagen, reduces the oxidative stress in my body, and it's the patch, I believe, that makes your skin glow. Also, ladies, and maybe you don't think it matters. I didn't think it mattered when I was 20, and now it does. Your chin doesn't sag anymore, and you lose the turkey neck. I am not kidding you when I say this Alavida is special. The cream, the reason David made the day and night cream is because he didn't want to put cream on his body that was toxic, because he knew that the skin is the biggest organ in the body and everything goes to the blood. So he created a cream for himself. What's in this cream is algae oil, which is the exact same oil of our skin. That's why it goes in so easily. He has milk peptide protein in this, and he has one other thing that I'm not thinking of, but those combination is what increases your collagen. Oh, I know, it's fat soluble vitamin C and milk and the milk protein. And so those go together in a great, great way for your skin. And this is the night cream and this is the day cream. I find the night cream also exfoliates really, really nicely. Here's the crazy thing. You can buy a skincare system. Are you ready for this? A day cream and a night cream and 2 Alavida sleeves, which are 30 in a sleeve, for $150. I mean, the other great thing about David is his products are good products and they're reasonably priced. Dr. Patty, any other comments on Alavida before we get into a little bit of pricing and protocols for offices?
Well, I was talking to a patient who really wanted something for her skin about Alavida. And I said, you get 1 pack, 30 patches, and you get the day and night cream. And then I realized you got 2 packs, the day and night cream, all for $150. And I told her, I said, do you realize it's like you're getting the day and night cream for $50 or less? I mean, normally you would pay 2 or 3 times that much just if you go into the, department store and get a good product. And this is so clean and useful. And she was so excited and she got it. So I'll have to report on how it goes for her.
It's funny you should say that because there was a time when I was just buying these sleeves. And when I realized 2 of these came with the day and night cream, it was almost like getting the day and night cream for free. So I just always bought the box. And now I have a lot of day and night creams. And don't laugh at me, but now I use it on my legs too.
No, I use it on my feet. I use it on my nails. Yeah.
I decided, you know what? It's still, I don't care. I like it. And I have a lot of it because I buy it with my sleeves. So I'm okay.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Elbows.
It's pretty funny. All right. So let's talk about pricing for you as practitioners and for your clients. So if you want to just get a sleeve of X39, that's a 30-day supply. Retail is $150 for 30 days. By the way, that's less than a cup of coffee a day and way less than a 5,000 to 10,000 stem cell injection, which you can't even get in the US anymore. So that's a good price. You can also get it as a preferred customer for $119. But we like the silver kits for $299. That's the wholesale distributor kit. That is what everyone gets. You can run the business or not. You can just get the kit at the best price, whatever you want. But that is $299. That has a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you get 3 X39 stem cell activation sleeves in there, which is 3 months. And then most people go on a 1 X39 stem cell activation sleeve the following month to keep your stem cells activating. And that's $99 a month. So very reasonable. As a practitioner, you could get the silver kit and auto ship, have some for yourself and have some to sell out of your clinic. Or you could get a mix and match kit. I like this. 1 X39, 1 X49 equals 2 of any supportive patches. So a lot of people fill their $299 kit with an X39 stem cell activation patch, an X49 for the lean muscle mass, an Eon for inflammation, and an Icewave for pain. Can you believe you can get all 4 of those for $299 with a 30-day money-back guarantee? And then you go on 1 X39 the following month to keep your stem cells activating. The retail cost of that kit is $456. You get that for $299. That gets your sleeves down to $74 a sleeve. Or people like the detox kit, which would be what? Sorry, I'm slow with the hand still. X39, X49 Eon, and Glutathione. And then you would go on 1 X39 the following month to keep your stem cells activated. So that could be for yourself, or as practitioners, what you do, we set up a practitioner order form and you just order different protocol kits for your client. You have an order site that the company gives you. You put that in, it ships to your client. They get the protocol, you put them on auto ship, and the company pays you a thank you check for setting up your clients on the different protocols. So now I'm going to show you some of the protocols that we have. And Jan Rand, if you could put your email and your cell number in chat. If you are a practitioner and you want to order, you can call Jan, she can be of service, and you just tell Jan, who brought you to her, what practitioner or what patient brought you to her, and she can help facilitate that. You can also get with the person who brought you here and they can facilitate. No, our whole mission in our team is to be of service. So we want to be of service. If you are a practitioner and you want a practitioner office setup, I'm going to show you where you can print your own forms out. This is Dr. Patty asked me to make these for her, which we did. You can also email Jan Rand if you're a practitioner only, and she can make you a small box to start your office out with, okay? So let's go ahead and show you where you find these forms. You go to startx39biz.com. That's startx39biz.com. This is our business site. We are the Be Activating team. And this is our resource and training section. If you go further down, you will get to the meat of our tabs. And this is where you would find some good stuff. So write this down if you're a practitioner. Once again, we will have a practitioner tab eventually with all these documents in one place. I just haven't got that yet. So you would go to tab number 9. Write this down. Take the order. And under take the order, you would just go to the practitioner order form and you could just print these out for your office. These were Dr. Patty's protocols. She likes them very much. There's the pain and repair protocol, the detox and brain protocol, the skincare protocol, the sleep protocol, and the hormone protocol, and then one X39 the following month to keep your stem cells activating. So you can pick the protocol for yourself and then your clients. Every time a $2.99 protocol goes to one of your clients, you make a $50 thank you check and a residual on all the auto ships. You fill out the order form. You may not know how to put it in your back office. That's okay. You can call the person that brought you here and they can show you, or you can call Jan Rand. She runs all of our logistics and all the details. So Jan, go to chat and her cell number and her email should be there if you need help. So it's that easy, okay? The companies like Amazon, you put it in the company's, you put it in the website, you'll get your own website, and the company ships like Amazon to you and to your clients and then pays you a thank you check for getting it going. You don't even need much inventory if you use this sheet. Dr. Patty liked that very much. The other sheet that some of you haven't seen yet that you're gonna love is our new one-page all products, and it's right here. And what's great about this is it has all the sleeves. So we talked today about X39, X49, Glutathione, Eon, and we talked about Alavida and Icewave. You can see part 1 talked about half. We still have part 2. And you can see we've added all the placements. Now, these are suggested placements by David Schmidt. Know that your whole body is light and any spot will do. But a lot of my practitioners just print out 10 color copies and 10 practitioner order forms, and they're ready to get their patients with the product. It's pretty simple. Another form that Dr. Patty really likes, and so we added this, is the health tracker. You can print these out and literally you can have your patients kind of track where they were before and after the patches. So this is very nice as well. Also, and once again, this is all under tab 9, take the order. Also, we do have a form, if you like it, called the one-page practitioner intake form. This form is nice just for you to take medical history or information on your clients so you know the right patch. You might be doing this on a different sheet that you use in your office anyway, but this is here if you like it. And then Dr. Patty asked for this. She wanted a welcome letter where she could just send her clients quickly after she put them in. I think she actually trained a front desk person to actually do the work of putting it in. And then it's a quick letter where you can just email your client with their website and their password so they can be in control of their account. So I thought all of these were really good. And once again, They are all under hold on just a minute, I got it. Jan, can you admit, please?
Yes.
I'm not sure how to get out of this page, huh? That's a problem. So let's stop share screen for a minute. Okay, let's try again. So you can see that those pages are all really great to have. Oh, that's how you get rid of it. Minimize it. What a concept. Okay. And so then those are all the sheets that Patty likes. In addition, you may like to go to the tab number 14, use resource library under product brochures. And there's some nice brochures here. This is the electronic envelope of our X39. I like to call it the gifting brochure, or the gifting envelope, or the
Script.
anyway, whatever. I'm having a hard time with this, but it is an envelope, and it talks about how the X39 works. It looks like this, and then it goes like this. We use this to send gifts out. Practitioners use these to actually sell some product out of their office. They can sell individual, or you can just use this like a gifting brochure, right? Like a brochure that explains the X39 product. And so the offices like that a lot. And then if you want some of the point of sale materials, we print off the flyer, and this is lovely. You can just get an 8x11 plastic and put that on your countertop. And then we have one as well. Look what X39 is doing. And it shows how quick it does wound healing, what it does for hair and skin. So a lot of practitioners like that. So once again, you can go to these tabs and print them yourself. So once again, it's Start X39 Biz, startx39biz.com, tab number 9, take the order. And tab number 14, use your resource library. And once again, we are going to put these all in one place for practitioners. You can print your own out. Once again, you can call Jan if you're a practitioner, and she'll send you a little box to get you started. Lastly, I forgot about this. If you're a practitioner, you can also order this from Jan under number 6, give a gift. And this is our gifting bag. But if you are a practitioner, we call it the practitioner bag, and you can have one of these for your office to get you started as well. So we really wanted to create the tools for practitioners because Dr. Patty really asked me to make sure that these were available so practitioners could get tools in their hands to get this out to patients to really help, because that's what we're all about. So with that, it's 10:01. I hope you had a great day on our practitioner call. Dr. Patty, thank you so much for helping us, explaining it all, and really helping us understand what practitioners need for their offices. Did you have any last words before we go, Doctor?
I just added something to the chat that if patients are interested in learning more about some patching for dental, someone had asked about that. There's a great patching YouTube on there. So I did put that on and add to the chat.
And I don't know, Dr. Patty, if you're comfortable putting your name, your website, your email in case other practitioners have questions. If you are, you can. You sure don't have to if you don't want to. But we really appreciate your knowledge. Thank you for coming on and being of service.
Sure. Thank you.
Dr. Patty
nice to see everyone.
Yes, and she will also be on the same, a different channel. She's with Susan Allen today. Let me tell you where she'll be if you want to hear more good things. That's going to be today at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern, and it will be Susan Allen interviewing Dr. Patty, and the ID number, if you want to pop on, is 885.
Hey, hon. He tried again. You want me to bring your phone up to you?
Sorry about that, is 885-3859-0011 with the passcode of 225394. I hope you guys got that down. Once again, that's at 1 o'clock today. So we'll see you today as well if you'd like to come. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank